Stand to an attitude of defiance and on the prowl are pretty ideas but ugly lions. Representations always being worse than the things themselves. They stand and snarl far past Lakeview, Roscoe, or Wrigley, forget Haymarket, Days of Rage, or everything really. But how the stocks may be up today. Starbucks has a new logo in a size Trente or Trente, or however it is you say, sufficient to hold the entirety of our defiant prowl, with plenty of space left over. Plenty of space left over for more cream or whatever, anyhow. Put a bear's helmet on that defiance. Suburbanize all that you do feel. Take your spades of productive hate and conurbate to Emmanuel. Condescend to divide hay and consent to machines, because after all, things are just things. And in this windiest of places, these inner lions stand firm as truest representations of our inert attitude of defiance, our inanimate prowl, our unmovedness feeling, our most tender incinerator casted bronze and pissed over, with a perfect patina paint of Purdue purposefulness, all over our glorious what could be, what should be, and what ifs. This next poem was inspired while I was in Chicago. This is actually sort of unfinished, which isn't that something you want to hear before I read it? But it was inspired by Les Wexner's $100 million contribution to OSU, and how all the press releases trumpeting that did not mention the long history of litigation against his companies for labor abuse, which has been happening for like 20 years, and how that money is now funding the Wexner Center's programming. This is called the Unpaid Intern's Last Wall Text. Pippilotti Reist was brought to you here by the sweatshop kids who stitched your brassiere. Her film was developed in a lack of labor contracts and decorously curated thanks to some kid's inability to speak back. Notice her light installation with its palette of red, and try and make a connection inside of your head. Think for next time, maybe, about cognitive dissonance, where exactly you cross the line. Perhaps it's asking those with funds the fund are fun because, well, you know where it comes from. You know where it comes from. Children, illiterates, indigent, the hidden. They paid for your red glasses, both the spectacles and the bouteille de vin rouge that you'll indulge in with a visiting artist after you walk through galleries that were underwritten by some rich white dude who hasn't given a fuck about anything ever, and have you. Now, true, even he's stuck in the hypocrisies we all live through. Gay Republican, trophy beard, not much too new. He's the richest man in the entire state, yet still subject to public deceit and self-hate. Pippilotti, you know, it's really just the same, because all you anti-capitalist contemporary artists were just a contradiction in terms since the moment you started. Oh, but even J.K. Galbraith wouldn't be too mad. He'd just term it an innocent fraud and say, that is that. And I'll read one more poem. And this last poem is about being in a band with someone who hated being in a band with me. And how fun it was to tour with them for 2 weeks. While they were breaking up with their boyfriend, who was also in the band. It's called 666 Fleetwood Mac. I stopped liking music, but I didn't stop thinking about it. But I did stop caring about it. Probably in the back seat with a book, probably in someone's bed asleep, probably in between your comments or your looks. Probably I stopped liking it as I was playing it. Or maybe I just sublimated those thoughts of how being in a band with you was into a more general feeling toward a range of notes and the conventions for arranging them. Look, I mean, life is hard. Probably I am, it is, we all are difficult. Probably, I've heard, we're too alike. Probably feedback doesn't even equal brilliance in 2009. I'm probably overburdening everything as I seem to do to it, or whatever. And anyway, we are out of that place. I don't blame you necessarily. I don't really care. Though it does seem a plausible explanation when I sit to mull it over. But who's to say I'm not projecting, or displacing? And what would it change? Can anything change? Can this? Can you? Can I? I just stopped liking music. Thanks.